Hello everybody. So what I got here, not my Juul vape thing, but is a Lettera 36 electric. And I've watched every YouTube video out there and they're all terrible for help when you're trying to fix one of these. So we're going to go through a few things. I just brought this back to life. They're horrible, they're temperamental. I don't recommend anybody get one. There's a guy who says, I got a lot of pages of stuff I'm going to go through, but there's a guy who says that these are 153, one of them's a 153 tooth belt, so I ordered one ahead before I got the typewriter, and I ended up ordering a timing belt for a car or something. Not the right type. If you do get one of these, the belts you would be needing, and mine are good, I've sprayed them with my rubber renew, and I want to hit that with some belt dressing yet, but they're the small kind like maybe a VCR would have or something. And they're about 1/4 inch wide, not like for a car at all. So that's one thing. I made a video earlier I was going to put up about Letteras in general and carriage release. I'm not sure if I'll put that up. I might put it up with this. Now, according to the serial number, which we have 594248. I feel that's 1972 by the typewriter database. I didn't find it initially on there, so I printed out a copy of the original patent, which was 21400 was the serial number of the one they patented in 71. But this one panned out at 1972. Let's get to this one. So Olivetti designed this with the help of another fella who is a German, I guess, H. von Killer. This was right after he did the Valentine, so it's got the same huge footprint. I think they said 15 inches. And they weren't lying. Once you put this all in its case, yeah, it's like 15 by 15. I didn't have the instruction manual, but I printed out the first page of the instruction manual so we can go through some of that. The original cord set, which is plugged in here, is 125. Here's some numbers for you. 125 volt, even though it's a 110, 115 volt unit. We'll look at the motor. Here's the cord set number in case you need one. It's BR-3792. There it is again. Yeah, I got this thing for $11. $11.99, and I just made it a point. I'm going to sell my Selector this morning. Guy's supposed to come at 10:30, so I thought, because I'm getting away from the IBM Selector, I decided I'm going to go with my Smith Coronas. And anyways, this thing was non-working. I put 6 hours in yesterday. I put God knows all night into it. I got it to a point now where we can kick it in. She runs. We have the Spacebar. I had to the carriage drawstring had broke free. Everything about this re-loop. There's your return. Okay, let's get you in here. So we've got, let's go over the features, which are, of course, minimal with nothing in it, but none of the keys would type. Huge problem with these. People believe it was a belt. No, it was I'll cover that right away. So since it hadn't been used in a million years, my Ames file set. I had to needle file out the green growth in the copper on the electrical cord. But yeah, if you got one of these that's just not typing, and you can get all these key levers here, they're kind of like the Selectrics are, and you think they're all up, you'll get one that's stuck. You have to go to the second half of the hook and of the thing and free it up in there. It's absolutely tedious. You don't even know you got a stuck one. You can put 6 hours in it and not even know what you what you're fighting. It'll actually make you mental. But let's turn this back on because I just got that switch all lined up. Okay, so she runs the carrying case. First feature, I guess, that shows this German carrying. I think it's a German carrying case. Looks like that. I don't know. I thought I had a black spike on. This is the cover for the thing. I got to put this back on there. It says keyboard release. If you get one that's stick and you push that, I guess, but not when they're rusted in place. These are the other parts of it. The base, I got to put that all back on. This goes over these keys. Make sure you got your clip assortment ready with this dang thing. So this part here, of course, is the on-off switch. Down here, you see me click that. This one will actually watch the keys, how they raise and lower a bit. Do you see how? Can you see that little bit of lift? It's a setting for a high, like a high, medium, low type setting in the height of the keys. This, when you take this off, it's got to have the spring back. If you tighten that down too much, that plate, when you get that off there, you won't have it right. You have to make it so that you spring. Under there are two rubber wavy things like a snake, and you got to re-glue those on because those are going to be shot. Let's see, touch selector. So that was that thing I just showed. Impression control here on the end. You can go, the number of copies. So how hard it's going to hit, 4, 3, 1, 2. You got your scales and all that kind of thing. That's pretty obvious. Your carriage lock on the side, because it's in electric, you don't have that manual release. You have there. Since the machine's off right now, it'll just. I got that all straightened out, and I'll post that video. But it'll just catch when you're in off. When you turn it on, it automatically sets you free. So it's not something you have to think about then. It's just like a manual, only it's electric. I don't know how else to say it. You got your keys. I haven't. They could all use a workup, but I just got these darn things working. There's your shift. Got it on both sides. Got a half space. You can half space on here. You've got your return, your carriage return. You got your space bar, tabs. I got nothing set right now. I had to cleared all that. This keyboard release thing, though, if you get a key that's stuck, that's what I figured it was. Otherwise, it just goes mental. I don't even want to press it. Okay. Okay, so keyboard release. There we go. So you see all these bars here. If you're typing along, there we go. And I got one stuck, right? You'd hit keyboard release. Watch that now. And see, it frees it up. And then you can go back to... And I guess that was the big hiccup with these, is people would... It gets stuck way too frequently. And people always would be in the middle of a sentence and then have to hit keyboard release so they could continue their typing. That was the big complaint, I guess. Let's turn this off. So you got your, your margins and everything else. That's all pretty obvious stuff. On this side, freewheel 3, 2, 1. This side's got like the paper scale thing in it. I believe that's what that is. So 11-inch paper, and then it goes down. And you push. How does this work here? Yeah, you push it in to turn it. And it's on a little spring. I had that all opened up. 13. Oh, I guess it goes up to 13. Some of these keys repeat. I don't know all which ones do. But like I said, because the YouTube videos for these trying to fix this were so bad, and all I could do is stare at images and guys typing on one key. I'm just going to show you this machine while it's all opened up in case you're building one yourself. There's only like one good spot in the front to grab. In the back you got this, let's look at this motor once. There's some numbers on it. So you'll see 60 hertz. And some other little amps, and it's got a capacitor for starting there. When you take that back lid off, you're gonna have to do the bring the carriage out thing. If you got to move it when you've got it unplugged, turn this to on so you free up that carriage lock, and then you can move that. But you have to bring it over, and then you loosen that screw under there. One on the side, one underneath. It's a positive ground from what I can tell. The positive ground symbols on it in a few places. What a nightmare. And that's what the bottom of the machine looks like. So you got a good view of things here. You want to use grease to for in these kind of things, and of course in all the stuff there. But this is all stuff I couldn't see when I was trying to get this thing started. I gotta get one more of these kind of feet, and I think I'm just going to use a piece of hose cut short. There's little studs in the bottom of the case, and I can stand just a piece of hose off of it to that height. Just makeshift stuff, but it works. So, and once you start fiddling with oh, this was a nightmare, setting the space bar so that it would actually trip. Oh my God. So, hopefully this helps people out a little bit. Alright everybody. Hopefully I've done some help. Have a great day.